Texans love to brag about the best of our state. And one of the people that we brag a lot about is a cowboy from the word go. This is not a cowboy in a Stetson hat. This one wears a helmet. He used to. He is the legendary Drew Pearson.
All right.
Things about this man. When he left football, he went into sports broadcasting, which is a natural. You, of course, completed that fabulous Hail Mary clutch. They call you clutch. You and Roger Staubach in that, was it 1975?
Yeah, 75.
Oh, my God.
We don't say Hail Mary. We don't say the date anymore. It's approaching 40 years.
You know, I'll tell you something, Drew. One of my favorite expressions that a lady told me one time, she looked at me and she said, I used to know you when you were young. And then she looked at me again and said, ooh, Lord, ain't time to kill. So I tell you what I love about you is what you're doing all over the country with your motivational and inspirational speaking to young people. We want to hear how you got into that. Of course, you're a legend, and so it was easy for people to want you. But then when you do that, you have to deliver a punch that's powerful, and you do that. Where does that come from in you?
Well, that punch came from my dad. He punched me a lot when I was a kid growing up. But no, it's just something that comes natural for me. The way I've come through the process of being where I am today, you like to tell that story because each step of the way there's going to be adversity. And I certainly had my share of adversity coming through. I wasn't even drafted into the NFL, and that's back when they had 17 rounds of the draft, 452 players, and nobody drafted Drew Pearson.
What? Ever? I mean,
and I'm almost over that.
I'm glad you're over it. Yeah, I'm glad you're not so bitter.
I gotta move on.
So how did you work out your anger management?
I worked it out
Hail
by
Mary.
that Dallas Cowboy team.
Oh.
Staying there for 11 seasons.
Yes.
Well, you know, it reminds me a lot
because
of my husband who wasn't drafted, played 7 years, and he's now dealing with the after effects of football. We talk a lot about concussions. What do you think about all this stuff going on?
Yeah, there are after effects. It's a price you pay to play the game. And it's not just so if you get to the pro level. It's when you start at Pop Warner, high school, college, and all that. It's just a tough physical football game, and it's a trade-off. And you have to be smart about it. I had a philosophy to live to play another day. You know, if I go in there over the middle catching the pass, I don't mind ducking my head to avoid that hit and things like that. So you have to be smart about it. But in your life after football, after dealing with it, playing 11 years in the NFL, you know, it's just a matter of luck. It's the luck of the draw, how you come out of that.
Wow.
And, you know, I got a teammate, Tony Dorsett, that's really struggling with the CTE. And Rayfield Wright is going through dementia, early stages of dementia, stuff like that. So, you know, after you come out of it, it's just the luck of the draw.
Wow.
So, Drew, when you speak to younger athletes about their future plans, do you share with them how important it is to sort of like not put all your eggs in one basket? Because you certainly have been an example for that.
Yeah, you know, even though I wanted to be a pro athlete, you know, baseball was really my sport. You know?
Really?
That's why I went to Tulsa. I chose Tulsa over Nebraska.
Oh, wow.
And the reason is to play baseball. And never end up playing any baseball and end up playing football. But even with that, the sport, the most important thing is the education. Because sooner or later, the games are going to end. And when you play football, you know it's going to end. It might end after Pop Warner, it might end after high school, it might end after college. If you're lucky, it might end after the pros, but it is going to end. So what you fall back on is that college education. Athletically, things didn't go well for me at Tulsa. 3 losing seasons in 4 years, 3 head coaches in 4 years, and we were on probation 3 of the 4 years. So athletically, I didn't prosper. But academically, it was a great school, and I got that education, and that's most important to me. Because when I speak to these kids and have opportunities to speak to corporate America, you know, as soon as I open my mouth to speak, they're going to know if I'm educated or not. So that's the most important thing, and that's forever. Football doesn't last forever, but education does.
What about some advice for parents, you know, especially in Texas? Kids start so young playing football and they want their kids to succeed. They're thinking college, they're thinking pros. What advice would you give to parents putting their kids in football so early?
Do it. I'm a proponent of it. You know, I watch my grandsons play now, and now I know how my mom felt when she was watching me and my other brothers, because, you know, you cringe with every hit, and you feel it. And but it's a good game. You know, sure, there's some repercussions that come out of it, but it's a good game because it teaches you a lot about life skills.
Sure.
And it teaches about teamwork, setting goals, and sacrificing for the good of the team and all this kind of stuff. So there's a lot of good that comes out of it. We're harping on the negatives now because that's the big picture and everybody's into that, the concussions and all that, and the parents are a little scared and don't want to have their kids play so early at a young age. I started playing when I was 7.
Wow.
And I'm fine other than this twitch I get every once in a while. It doesn't last, but I just deal with it.
So you encourage it. You're not saying, you're saying go for it.
Oh, yeah.
Because
If the kids want to play that, go for it. But if the kids don't want to play it,
don't push them.
Don't
That's
push
the
them,
key.
especially football. Maybe the other sports you can push them. Maybe they'll get to like it later on. My son, I have a son that's 19 years old, a sophomore at Loyola Marymount in California. He played football 1 year because I made him play. And when that season was over, I was hoping that he would like it and want to do it on his own, but he didn't want to do it, so he never played football. And the poor kid's about 6'2", about 185, and everywhere he go together, everybody asks him, you know, do you play football? And he hates that.
I gotta
Now,
tell
do you think he chose not to play football because you pushed him so hard into it?
No,
Is it a rebellion thing?
I made him do it because I thought he would like it, because I liked it so much. But I didn't take into account that that might not be his thing.
But quickly, you've got a grand opening this weekend, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
Well, Drew Pearson's
Maybe you'll
88.
get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, I'm like,
Courtney are waiting.
Drew like 6
I feel like we're at a
times.
press conference. Okay.
I can't believe
It's
I'm getting a
football.
word
I
in
can't
edgewise
stop.
with
You know, I
5
know my
ladies sitting
football.
up there.
But you have a grand opening this weekend.
Yeah,
Tell us
Drew
about
Pearson's 88 Elite Performance Center will be opening up in Willow Bend Fitness Center. And what that is we have a special treatment for dealing with injuries for athletes, and also a special way of training athletes to avoid injuries. And we have this method called ARP, A-R-P, and it's been very effective not only on the pro level, but high school, college, and even the younger kids are now signing up so that they can have the best training possible so that they can take advantage of their opportunities.
We
in
thank you
sports.
a lot for being here today. It's a great treat for us to
Thank
meet
you.
you and get to talk to you.
Hey, it's a
And
treat for me.
you-
Thank you, ladies.
You will stay watching Drew Pearson wherever he's appearing. The broadcast will take a break right now from Texas Land and Cattle, and we're going to listen to the music of T.J. Broskopf. Stay with us. We'll be back for you until 11 o'clock.